system configuration of ABAP system via profile parameters. So first we have to understand where are the profile files are located, how to change those profile files, and what are the different types of profile files we are having. So in SAP system we are having different types of instances. We are having ASCS instance, we are having PAS instance, ASCS instance, we got primary application server instance, primary application. So for each instance we are having instance profile. For each instance we are having instance profile. Same way for this primary application server we are having instance profile. So in this instance profile all the things are mentioned here, like how many dialog work process it will be having, how many dialog work process, like 32 background, spool, all the processes are mentioned here. In this instance profile, uh, what is the port number for message service, port number, port, all these things are mentioned, and these two instances makes a system S4D, S4D or S4Q we can say. And we if you want to control the behavior of S4D whole system, we are having the default profile. Default profile, like suppose somebody default profile contain the login related settings, login related settings, like what would be the default client whenever we are going to log in into the system, what would be the default client. So these profiles are located under this directory. These profiles are located under this directory USR SAP, like in our case it is S4D, then sys, under sys we are having a directory known as profile. Under profile directory all profile files are stored. So first time these are located under this profile. We will be having one default profile, multiple instance profile as per the name, and first we have to import these profiles. After installation of SAP system we have to import this profile into the database, into the database. So later on we can use the transaction code RZ11 to monitor parameters and change dynamic parameter. Change dynamic parameters. Dynamic parameter doesn't require the restart. RZ10 to change static parameter which require system restart, which require system restart. You can see all the parameters using a report. We can use report RSPFPAR to see all parameters. So in this way the whole thing is going to work. SAP recommend to change the profile parameters using the transaction code. We can change at OS level also, but at OS level if we go and change we could have the inconsistency because there is no version management. In this case there will be a better version management. So let me show. Okay, we can see everything on practically on the this machine, on Windows machine. We are having USR SAP SID, suppose solution manager SMA. Here we are having central ASCS instance and we are having another instance, and we are having sys under sys profile. We are having one default profile, one default profile. Then we are having the instance profile for instance number 80 and instance profile for 81. What the default profile contain? We can see now. Default profile contain the default information. The default information is saying that system ID SMA, host name this one, fully qualified domain name is this one, and what is the default client? We can see here. So all login related parameters are there. Minimum password difference 3. Login system client. By default we are getting, we should get 100. Let's see. Whenever we are trying to log in into the solution manager system, SMA system, we should get a default client 100. So you can see here 100. This 100 setting is coming from there because we have mentioned 100 setting there. So that's why we are getting 100 here. So those parameters are maintained into the default profile. All login related parameters are maintained into the default profile. Then we got instance profile. In instance profile, suppose we go to instance number 81. In 81 instance number, it is mentioned here the dialog work process, update work process. So here we can see the dialog work process is number 16. There are 16 dialog work process, background 12, update 4, and plus 1 and spool 4 processes. So we can just run the transaction code SM50. So total dialog process is 16. Total dialog process 16. So this number is coming from there. So whenever we are, if we want to change the parameter, we can go and change. To change the parameter, we can run the transaction code RZ10. These are the static parameters. So we have to select the profile. This is instance profile, extended maintenance, and change it. So there now we are getting 16. We can change it to this one. These are the static profile that require the restart. Suppose I change it to 18. After change it, copy, back. You see here now the version is 15. 5, sorry, 5. When I save it, do you want to activate the profile? Yes. Now the version becomes 6. And the effect of the profile will come when we restart the system. Only after that the effect of the profile is going to change. So since we have not restarted the system, still it is going to show us 16 work process. If we restart the system, after restart the sequence will be 18. But some of the parameters can be done online. You don't have to restart. Like in RZ11 we can change the number of sessions. So for session the parameter name is maximum alt mode. Maximum alt mode. Now this is 6. We can change the value here. We can change it to 3. So now we can have only 3 parallel session. Earlier it was 6. Changes made. Then exit. Now again I am going to log in into the solution manager system and I will try to open. I will try to open more than 3 sessions. So this is my first session, second session, third session. Now I am trying to open the fourth session, fifth session, sixth session. So it means it is not activated, that profile somewhere RZ11. So 6th session it is still opening. We will check again. Maximum at mode. Okay. Current value is 3. Still it is saying 3. Change value. I'm changing it to 4. Switch on all server, save it. Yeah, log out and relog in. Yeah, so uh, we have to log in and log out and log in again. So we have changed the now 4 value, and we have changed this information because might be my some other session was already open, so it has not taken the effect. I will check no other session is open. Again log in with solution manager. We can verify how many sessions this user is having. This user is having only one session right now, and second session, third session, fourth session, fifth session, no. Maximum number of GUI session this. So I can open only 4 session. In this way, we have two types of parameter: static parameter and dynamic parameter. Dynamic parameter require the restart of the system. Static parameter doesn't require the restart. Like we have seen the example of number of sessions, number of session. And static is like dialog work process. You want to increase the dialog process, then obviously you have to restart the system. So all these things we are going to see in our uh, next unit, lesson 1, configuring SAP system via profile parameters. So during installation, these profiles got created by the SAP tool SWPM, Software Provisioning Manager. Inside this, we have a program that is known as SAP INET installation. It is going to create a default profile and multiple instance profile as per our number of instances. So parameter only for valid for one instance, and global parameters are defined into the default. Default would be like default, and instance profile, the naming would be SID, then instance number, then host name. Evaluation of profile parameter: whenever we are going to start the system, SAP system is going to read the environment variable, then it is going to see the executables, that is kernel, then it is going to read the default profile, and then it is going to read the instance profile. We have,
Can we see the path for the kernel files?
yes, we can see the path of kernel file. So path of kernel file we can see. So the path of kernel file, it is also mentioned into the uh, profile file. In the profile file, the kernel path is directory executable. So directory executable path is given here. Uh, Directory executable, that is come under directory instance, then exe folder. So the path of kernel is, we can go to the USR SAP SID, then sys. Under this, we are having the exe. Under exe, we have the Unicode kernel. This is the Windows machine, so that is 90 ADM, and this is the kernel. All the uh, kernel files are here. Suppose when we are performing the transport, so for transport, the TP program is there. When we are starting the system, dispatcher is running. Dispatcher plus work processes. Dispatcher is here, DISP, work processes. This is the kernel binary. So every company have to update the kernel, maybe every 6 month, every every quarter also they can update the kernel. Kernel is nothing, that is the uh, binary files for executable for the important applications like NQ, message service, dispatcher, ICM. This is the location.
Why we need to do it manually? Is there any way to update it auto or something?
Yeah, you can use a tool name is SAP. uh, mm, there is one tool. If you want to automate all the things, you can do automate. You can perform system restart, you can perform kernel update. So there is a tool from SAP. uh, let me check that tool name.
Let's ask the question with another way. What is the benefits if uh, what is the disadvantage if I didn't update the kernel file?
Okay, so if you are not going to update the kernel file, so what is the disadvantage? We can see here. Suppose this is running on Windows operating system, uh, Windows 2016 server, Windows 2016 server. You are having SAP application. This application is running on Windows 2000. This is SAP Solman, SMN. Solman system is running on Windows 2000 server. You have applied some patches to the operating system. Obviously, you have to patch the operating system. You have patches, OS, patches has been done. So now you got some DLL files. DLL files. And now in Solution Manager, we got some kernels. These kernels will not be able to communicate these DLL files after patching of the operating system. Then it could be a very severe problem. So uh, that's why whenever if you are not going to update your operating system, patch or your operating system, it's okay. Then you can like without kernel update you can carry on. But since you are going to update your operating system, if you are not going to update your patches kernel patches are specific to the operating system, whether you are using Windows operating system, SUSE Linux operating system, as well as the database also, because you have to patch the database also. The database you have HANA database, suppose we can say HANA database version was 2.06. Now you have patching of this HANA database. So how this kernel is going to communicate with this database? If it is not updated, then there could be a problem in communication with these things.
Updating like this kernel every 3 months, it will be difficult.
Yes, yes,
But
not every
during
6.
the operating system upgrade, yeah, it will be updated automatically.
Yes, updated automatically. So operating system is got updated automatically. So that's why it can cause your system into like hanging situation. So that's why SAP recommend that every quarter we have to update the system. Every quarter or every 6 months if you cannot update. Kernel update is a very small activity. You just have to download the file and replace these files. That's it. And restart the system. And this activity can done by if suppose you don't want to do manual activities, we can use uh, support.sap. We have a tool. With that tool you can have very less number of basis consultant in your organization. All the task is done by this tool. That is nowadays companies are doing automation. They don't want like lot of team, so everything is automated. uh, yeah, this is the tool. Life cycle management automation. So whatever the task you are doing, it can be like done by this tool. You can apply the patches, you can create the user, everything can be done by this tool. Life cycle automation tool, this is a Java based tool. With this tool you can just record what activity you want to perform in one time, and next time this will automatically perform the same activity. Like you want, you just show how you are performing this activity, and next time this tool will automatically perform that activity. Landscape automation management tool. So we are having different reports, RSPFPR. With that we can see all the parameters of a particular instance, or RZ11, where we can see all the parameters. Okay, so now we are having two exercises. Exercise number 11, sorry, 9. Determine the values of profile parameters. To determine the values of profile parameters, we can run the T code RZ11, or we can run the report. The report name is SA38. Report name is RSPFPAR. RSPFPAR. So suppose I want to see the parameter related to dialog work process or dialog, DAI. I can just select, or if I don't put anything, it is going to show all the profile parameters. So it is going to show me the dialog related things, like how many dialog work process. This is the number of dialog process, number of waiting dialog work process, timeout, diagnostic option. So here we can see all the parameters, or we can use the transaction code RZ11 also. RZ in RZ11, suppose I want to see the dialog related, so star die star, I can select. Here I can see only one by one. So now I want to see the work process, dialog work process. So here we can see the complete description also. We can click here, it will show the complete documentation related to this one. Parameter description, number of work process for the processing of the request with short runtime. These include the request from SAP GUI sessions, RFC, internal request. The number of work process is not, however, defined for the entire lifetime of the application server, but can dynamically changed by the operation mode. Default value 2, and minimum is 2. Values allowed 2 to 600. So this is little bit changed. Minimum is 2, maximum is 600, but here it is showing 512. So this is self contradiction is here. Self contradiction is here. It is showing 512, here it is saying 2 to 600. And second is changing a dynamic parameters. So change a dynamic parameter, we can use the transaction code RZ11, and then we have changed the dynamic parameter. The dynamic parameter was max alt mode. In the max alt mode, we have changed the dynamic parameter. This is our dynamic parameter. So these are the two exercises. If you want to do, you can do. And let me complete the last, because the recording is going on. So if anybody want, they can perform all tasks together. Profile administration RZ10. In RZ10 T code, we can manage the profiles. So in RZ10, we are having three modes there. If we are going to run the RZ10 T code, here we are having three modes: administrative data, basic maintenance, and display. If I just click here for instance profile, administrative data, no profile parameter. Here you are going to just see the information. Basic maintenance, you can just the value, whatever the values of memory buffer related, only basic things you can perform. Extended maintenance, you can change, you can create a parameter, you can define the parameters there. So all the profile files are located under file system. Whenever we are going to install, we have to import these profile files into SAP system. This is one time activity. After installation of the SAP system, you can go to utilities, import profiles of active server. You can import these profile files from the operating system to the database. Operating system, then you can save this profile into the database. Okay, so now let me show you how to change a static parameter. I have shown you also. So in RZ10, we can go, suppose I want to change the parameter. Okay, enter the version is 6. Okay, now we got work process number 18. I want to reduce the work process. I want to make it to 9, or I want to increase to 19. I can do it from 19, copy, go back, save it. When we save, it is going to ask the activation. Profile is saved and activated, and after this, activation will take after the restart of the system. So we accept this. If we are not going to restart the system, still we will be getting the same value. Right now we are having 16 dialog work process, but we have changed it to 19. So I am going to start this application SMA, and then we will again check. So we can go here. We can start individual instance. We don't, so in this case I am not starting the whole system because I have changed to 81 only. I am going to start only the 81. Restart. Let's see. SMA ADM. So now it is stopped. It is stopped. Now it is starting. So still it is showing 16. Let's see. Work process table. Now we can say total 19, 0 to 19. Everything is building up. Everything is building up. Now it is waiting. Everything is now up. Now we can verify in SAP logon. SME. It was logged out because we have restarted the solution manager. Now again I go to solution manager with the now we can run SM50 and we can check 19. So it has been increased. So in this way we can run the we can change the parameter. So this was the last exercise for today. Now you can also perform these exercises and let me know if anybody having any doubt. So we have completed till today topic, and if anybody want to leave, they can leave also. And if anybody want to complete the exercise, they can do the exercise. So we will continue tomorrow from here. We will perform like how to create the operation mode and other things.